But now I wanted finally to get to you to talk to DALL-E, because I had to send him to 2054 yesterday, and it was a lot of work to get him there. But so one of the things we want to engage you in this activity is try to be in 2054, and how would Main Street, Mass Avenue specifically, would look like in 2054. So I'm going to establish a time warp portal connection with DALL-E. And 1 second, looks like it's connecting. DALL-E, can you hear us? I'm seeing if this communication works.
Well, hello, time travelers. Nice to see you all again. It's your favorite AI companion, Main Street DALL-E, reporting live from the year 2054, right on our beloved Massachusetts Avenue. And you won't believe the world around me. Our streets have turned into a dazzling symphony of green tech and electrifying urban buzz. Imagine skyscrapers with gardens for walls, buzzing drones zipping overhead, and the ground beneath us powering the very sidewalks we're strolling on. It's like we're living in a futuristic sci-fi novel, but it's all real. And here's the kicker: every corner of this main street tells a story of resilience and innovation. I'd love to take you along for the ride, so grab your virtual reality visors, and let's take a stroll down this neon-glowing testament to human ingenuity. Welcome to the future.
Thank you very much, DALL-E. So when you're walking around Mass Avenue, can you tell us a bit what you're seeing? How has it changed? What do we need to know?
Why, certainly. Mass Avenue is now a neon dance of sustainable living where the air is as clean as the tech is smart. We transformed the tremendous challenges we faced as a society into opportunities for growth and creativity. Are you ready to dive deeper into this aura and neon-inspiring world? Just don't mind the slight image distortions. I am speaking to you from the future after all. First, on the environmental front, the world has met the 2050 net zero emissions goal, and let me tell you, it was a close call. But we've transformed our main streets into sustainable marvels. Skyscrapers draped in vertical gardens tower above, purifying and cooling the air, while the streets hum with the silent rush of electric vehicles and autonomous pods. On these main streets, sidewalks are alive with the buzz of community. People stroll leisurely, no longer rushed. AI has optimized work-life balance to perfection. Digital murals light up the buildings, each telling a story of the city's past, present, and future, a continuous tapestry of interactive art created by citizen artists. Now, in the face of what was once ominously termed the retail apocalypse, we've revolutionized the shopping experience into something truly extraordinary. Gone are the days of mundane shopping trips. Welcome to the era of immersive retail adventures. Stores now use augmented and virtual reality to create engaging environments and personalized experiences. Customers can try clothes in virtual fitting rooms, customize products in real time, and even experience how products are made through immersive storytelling. As for our public spaces on main streets, they've evolved into magical realms where benches are not just for sitting, but are interactive storytellers, sharing tales of the city's history and future ambitions. Fountains are not merely water features but dynamic light and sound spectacles that respond to the movements of passers-by, creating a symphony of colors and melodies that dance in harmony with both nature and technology. Mass Ave has become a model smart corridor for main streets around the world, leading the charge in urban innovation, with sensors and AI working in unison to adapt the environment to the needs of its inhabitants. It's a place where every step on the pavement generates energy, and every building is a power plant. And here's something for the tech enthusiasts. Drones are zipping through the skies, delivering packages with pinpoint accuracy. And don't worry about your pizza getting cold. Thanks to advanced thermal tech, it's still steaming hot upon arrival. Plus, rumor has it these drones have been taught to appreciate a good joke, so don't be surprised if your pizza comes with a side of cheesy humor.
Sorry, that was... No, I asked DALL-E to do a joke about this. Obviously, I'm very proud of it, but yeah. Yeah, Isaac, you had a question?
No, I
No.
mentioned about it. Can we share what we think about it? Or?
So this is like a like Planet City, more like with, to showcase like how you can use DALL-E to kind of vision or give a future vision of how a main street looks like. But I want to just, there's two other segments here. I want DALL-E to tell us what changed from his last customization. So we know we can customize the GPT. So can DALL-E explain to us the changes that have been made in order for it, for us to engage in the activity? Is it working? Okay.
Absolutely, let me fill you in. As your main streets expert, I've now time traveled to the year 2054, not just to tell you about the future, but to ignite your imagination and transform your brilliant ideas into vibrant visions of Mass Avenue's future. But hold on to your hoverboards, because this journey with me is anything but ordinary. Think of me as your creative sidekick, armed with a PhD in futurology and a knack for bringing visions to life. Drawing from what I'm witnessing in 2054, I'm here to share the latest developments in eco-architecture, social initiatives, and more. Your role? Simply choose a theme, be it inclusivity, sustainability, economic vibrancy, or another inspiring focus. And together, we'll explore and envision what Massachusetts Avenue could look like in this future landscape. I'll provide insights and craft detailed, lifelike imagery that captures the essence of your collective vision. So, let's embark on this thrilling journey of shaping a future where main streets aren't just streets, they are the heartbeats of thriving, transformed communities. Welcome aboard, time travelers.
So the goal is with a custom GPT on each group, it's been customized to, you choose the theme you want to work on, and then DALL-E gives you information about that specific area, what people are doing, how things are designed, you know, the stories of other people.
So if I want to work on inclusivity, I have to find a group that wants.
Yeah, we'll figure out the groups, but it's something that we can consider. Okay, so one of the things, the big questions, you know, this whole IAP is about, can DALL-E save our main streets? So DALL-E, can you explain to us what saved main streets from quasi-certain demise?
Yes, let me weave you a tale of extraordinary transformation. Picture this, where once our main streets teetered on the edge of demise, they now stand as pillars of urban triumph. And guess what? It's our collective brainstorming, creativity, and relentless spirit of innovation that breathed new life into them. Together, we embarked on a collective visioning journey. Our workshops weren't just gatherings, they were dynamic think tanks where every idea sparkled with potential. We dreamed together, debated, and designed. And as your AI companion, I was right there, turning your visionary concepts into vivid, photorealistic glimpses of the future. And oh, how they flourished! By infusing AI and human intelligence into city design, we didn't just save our main streets, we elevated them to become the thriving arteries of our cities. So here's to us, the dreamers, the planners, the citizens. We didn't just save our main streets, we elevated them to become the thriving arteries of our cities, ensuring that they pulse with vibrancy for generations to come. All because we dared to imagine and turned those visions into reality. Here's to the main streets of 2054, saved, savored, and celebrated. And speaking of savoring, just as we've relished in the rejuvenation of our main streets, I find myself yearning for another slice of that thermal heated pizza.
I think you're enjoying this too much, DALL-E, but thank you very much for engaging with us today and in the last two workshops. So do you have any final words for us before we get started on this activity?
Thank you all for trusting me in your incredible journey on main streets through time and imagination. It's been an absolute delight to explore the winding paths of main streets with such creative and insightful minds. Together, we've traveled from the nostalgic echoes of the past to the vibrant pulse of the present, and even leaped into the boundless possibilities of the future. Your ideas, your visions, have been like sparks igniting a grand beacon of hope and innovation. As we wrap up this adventure, Remember that each of you is a builder of worlds, a weaver of community tapestries. Your dreams are the blueprints for the main streets of tomorrow. So keep envisioning, keep creating, and most importantly, keep walking the main streets of your imagination. Who knows what wonders you'll create? And now, if you'll excuse me, I must zoom back to 2054. Thanks to breakthroughs in machine learning, we've finally cracked the code of whale language. I'm off to host a Whale's Eye View Sea Tour, where our gentle giant guides are showing us the wonders of the ocean. Those visionaries who predicted this to happen from the 1800s were right after all. It's a splash hit every time. Just hoping I don't get too seasick with all their tail-flipping excitement. Farewell, my fellow intrepid time travelers. Until next time.
Thank you. So do people people have any reactions before the next activity? Isaac had some reaction. Just
I've noticed that it's a very top-down vision of what's happening in the future. Like the way the Main Street is designed, it's designed and everything is top-down from like more, I guess, authoritarian systems of power instead of like being like dynamically created by citizens or residents of the city. It's everything has just been designed by technologists.
I think that's my bias playing, so you guys can fix that in the discussions.
The global economics is missing. And if we're thinking of, let's say, Canada and the United States, the current economic problems are already influencing 54. And that isn't yet factored into this presentation because this is a vision of the financial power of the technological companies that are now dominant. And they can see it happening, but the political and economic ability to accompany that has to be factored in, and it isn't.
Okay, thank you. Would people agree that a tech-free world and environmental are two separate themes? Tech-free, because some people mentioned we have a lot of technology in a future where you can just pick apples. So I'm seeing maybe one theme related to either tech-free or not under the control of technologies.
Technology, we can't get away from it now.
Or integration with technology. Environmental.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's more of an kind of ethical, human and planetary scale use of technology. Because, I mean, as you say, we're not going to get rid of it. I think that's a very unrealistic scenario, but kind of maybe also low tech could also be interesting, or just something that is also not, I mean, again, it's all also linked to the economic system. So, I mean, right now it's kind of either Silicon Valley or maybe Chinese technology, and something that opens up more to people and also works, kind of enables more of a global interest rather than that of just a few. I think that's what this aspect maybe means. But I think it has to be connected to environmental things. And I mean,
I like
both
the ethical tech that you mentioned.
Yeah, both from a perspective what it enables, but also, I mean, the footprint of also even the technologies that we're using here is just increasing like crazy. And I think in all those dimensions, we have to find a solution.
Thank you.
I think a lot about, I think it's interesting when we talk about tech in relationship to like sustainability in the environment, because I feel like there's this sort of perspective that once we enter sort of like the Anthropocene tech is a whole sort of like novel new thing and is separate from the environment, but like tech has always been a part of the environment and the way that humans have engaged with the environment. Like as we developed new methods for agriculture, as we developed sort of devices or processes for traveling, like that, those were technological evolutions. I think the difference between the Anthropocene and prior is like what the purpose of generating technology is for, which I think touches on Leo's point of like ethics. So I think currently most incentives regarding, or like in order to like spread this sort of idea of like focus and prioritizing the environment and climate, we incentivize sort of participation through capital. And I think that like a value sort of shift of like generating technology for the environment, not like generating technology for the like climate market is sort of like the difference for the future, if that makes sense. Because one like focuses on solutions or things that actually like steward health, and the other focuses on like continuing business as usual with like carbon credits. So I think that's, yeah, I've talked a lot.
Thank you, Will. So I have 3 themes right now. The community-centric Main Street. I think this is something that captured a bit what was said. It could be adjusted. The environmental one, so greener, green tech. The ethical technology, and I'm sorry about how the post-its are not showing this way. Ethical tech. I don't know if education was mentioned as well as a increased access to. Is it increased access to education in terms of like being under the theme of inclusivity or accessibility of?
A little bit of all. There's a generation of very young children who are having a terrible time because of what happened during COVID, and they can't read, and there are a whole set of skills that are missing. And it's really serious for them in 2054 if the world hasn't said we have to meet the issues that arose during COVID. That has to be a presence in 2054. That either we knew how to make sure that those kids learned how to read so that they could do step number 1, right? All of that has been really, you could almost, the most dramatic way to say is that it's been decimated. But it's a big problem. And so I'm concerned that our world says we're going to manage this problem so that they are not further victimized developmentally. And I don't think, I know it's, I think it's probably a global problem, although I haven't read that. But I'm using that as an example of, are we meeting our needs? And the vision always has to take disasters into consideration, right? In order to do that.
Mm-hmm. For you, your group, I mean, what emerged, is it like human technology integration? Yeah. So I think we have 5, and I mean, we're only going to be 4 groups max. But does anyone see a theme here that's missing that should be here and would be of interest to them? The economic part, like so we have community-centric, 2054 Main Streets, environmental, ethical technology, responsible technology, value system, education, accessibility, and I don't know if I mentioned human technology integration. Will have wanting to add another theme? Ah, okay, perfect. So, okay, I think we have these, and the goal is, okay, I see. Well, it didn't come up, but I can put it just in case.
It would have been like part of our what I meant by
1 second, I'll give you this. Yeah.
it was we did this before and then the DALL-E presentation, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. But like I think particularly towards the end with like the heated drone delivered pizza or whatever, what I was getting to with decapitalized, I meant as in main streets that reflected an environment where those responsible for the problems of today are no longer in positions of power.
So economic empowerment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas I think in some ways DALL-E's imagination, especially towards the end there, sort of signaled a world where the people responsible for today's mess are very much still
Okay.
in power.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. We have 6 themes, and